Morning everyone, Jer here with The View, and this is today's news for Saturday morning, the 10th of September, and it's pretty quiet. So what I wanted to do was talk briefly around some information that's come out around the 49ers sponsorship that they're trying to look into getting, some details on Mateus Bogutz, or however it's pronounced. You know what I mean. And then some injury updates, because there really isn't anything else to talk about. The fact that all the games are called off. So we'll crack on. So we'll start with the 49ers and some stuff that was shared around this morning and is a very interesting piece around what kind of clout do the 49ers carry in terms of sponsorship and media. And their CMO, so the Chief Marketing Officer, Alex Chang, has said the 49ers have been exploring marketing options under both brands. So rather than going to the market with just Leeds or the 49ers brand, they're going with both brands as a dual partnership. He said what they're trying to do is explore brands that will be interested in seeing the full weight of an NFL and Premier League backing, and that several brands, global brands, are very interested in this and can see the value in it. He said that some of the companies that they've spoken to are very interested in this and can see a long partnership and a huge amount of value in the strength of having both brands marketed together. The 49ers do have a 44% stake in Leeds and have an option to buy in 2024. I think they might look to buy maybe a bit sooner if the money situation at Leeds doesn't loosen up a little bit. But they are looking at some large scale sponsorship deals that can be incorporating both stuff together. He also said during the week, there was some information that came out during the week that around trying to get the partnership between the 49ers and Leeds a lot more transparent, rather than just the as they described it, the easy and quick way of using social media channels to wish each other's club the best, like the Leeds players wishing the 49ers good luck in the start of the NFL season and the 49ers players wishing Leeds good luck in the start of the Premier League season. It's to get crossover. So they're planning on a lot of 49ers players coming to Elland Road and doing a lot more work around the brand in Elland Road and around Leeds as well. So usually they would take their stuff down to London because that's kind of like the home of NFL in the UK. But they're planning on doing a lot of stuff around Leeds. And there is a watch-along party, or there was a watch-along party. So if I missed it, I'm sorry. In one of the pubs in Leeds as well. So keep an eye out for that kind of stuff going around as well. But it's really interesting because 49ers are a big brand off the pitch as well as on the pitch over in the States. And it would be great to get that kind of, I suppose, the extra stuff surrounding the package rather than just a football team. The extra stuff that goes with it to elevate the club. So that's I like the look of that, and that's going to be a unique and interesting partnership should they manage to get that sponsorship deal off the ground. The next one to talk about is just moving on to Mateus Bogutz, who left Leeds last week to go back to Ibiza for his second season on loan at the club. He was there last year where he scored 4 goals and had 7 assists in the 20 games that he played for Ibiza. But it was cut short due to an ACL injury that he's managed to come back pretty quickly from. But he's gone back over to Ibiza, who are very, very happy to have him. They have described him as a revelation and have said that since he's been in the Spanish second division, he's elevated him to a different level. They said last year he had a great season with 4 goals and 7 assists, but that his work was incomplete and that they wanted him back and they explored it. They looked around for similar players to replace him with, but couldn't find anyone that fit the mould. So they've come back into Leeds. They said that he will need time to get back up to full speed, but is already showing the capability that he had last year. And we've talked on this channel quite a bit about it. I'm a fan of him. I liked him from the second I saw him on the Australian tour. The first Australian tour he went on against Manchester United over there, I thought he looked excellent and there was a talent there, but similar to Ian Poveda, another player who's doing very well at Blackpool currently, there is this piece around trying to get them back from injuries. So if they can get through that, fingers crossed for both of them, because there's 2 talented players there and I really like to see them come back to Leeds and add something. We are missing a Pablo Hernandez-esque player to unlock defences, and I like the look of Bogutz. I think he's possibly that player, but fingers crossed he gets a good season with his belt and gets a run of games. So that's that. Speaking of injuries and everything else, Rodrigo, Firpo, Dallas, Ayling, Cooper, injuries are getting a bit of a breather this weekend. The fact that there isn't a game, and it might actually be a blessing in disguise. This gives Rodrigo an extra week to get back from that shoulder knock. It looked from his Instagram this week like he was already ready to come back in, but this will give him a bit more time. Firpo the same. He's trained the last 2 weeks, and this will obviously give Firpo a chance to get more minutes on the training ground before he's thrown back into it. And then Luke Ayling, who came back from injury, was excellent I think he broke his nose. He definitely did something to his nose with the clash of heads against Brentford, but that gives him another week just to recover as well. So there are some silver linings in the cloud of not having a game this weekend. But with the scheduled events that is slowly transpiring around what's going to happen with the memorials to the Queen, it's looking like Leeds may not have a game until Aston Villa at home on October 2nd, and it's only a possibility. It's not definite yet. But if there is a state funeral in and around the time of the Manchester United game, those games will be postponed as well, because that was in the national guidance that if matches fell on the same dates as a funeral, they would be cancelled straight away. So there's a possibility of not playing again until after the international break. So it would be a nice long break for Leeds to sort out their issues at the back. It would be the chance to get players back in who have been out with long-term injuries. It might just be a good reset for us. The other side to that is it'll probably be a good reset for everybody else as well to get their players back up to speed. But they haven't also announced the planned rescheduling dates for the Nottingham Forest games or all the games this weekend. So it may be a situation where they're pigeonholed into a midweek between now and the international break, but it's a very tight amount of space. It could just be just after the international break, which again still is a tight amount of space given when the World Cup is on this year. So there's that. So yeah, a tricky one for everyone, but we'll wait and see. Right, folks, that is your news for today. I'm going to try and do some more work on the 49ers stuff. I'm trying to speak to anybody who is involved with the 49ers or as a vlogger or a YouTuber with the 49ers. So if anyone is watching this from the States who is involved with the 49ers, reach out. You'll get me on my Twitter or my DMs over here somewhere. My stuff is there. If you want to give me a shout, I'd love to get someone else on the channel just to have a conversation around the full partnership and the details around what's going on with the 49ers and Leeds. So that's it for today. Have a great weekend. No video tomorrow, and I will see you back on Monday. Fingers crossed we've got some news. See ya. Bye.